This is More Knowledge, More Wealth with your host, Gabriel Shahin. Gabriel is a certified financial planner and a registered investment advisor at Falcon Wealth Planning. This show does not intend to provide personalized investment advice through this broadcast and does not represent that the services or securities discussed are suitable for any investor. Investors are advised not to rely on any information contained in the broadcast in the process of making a full informed investment decision. Now here's your host, Gabriel Shahin.
Good day, this is Gabriel Shahin, certified financial planner and your host of More Knowledge, More Wealth, here on every weekend talking about all important topics of personal finance. My job is to go over the knowledge you need to increase your wealth. Now, to the listener, you can always reach out to myself or any one of our colleagues here at Falcon Wealth Planning. Our phone number is 855-963-2526. That's 855-96-FALCON, like the bird, or visit our website at falconwealthplanning.com. That's Falcon, WP.com for short. Or you can get this episode or any one of our previous episodes as well. And you can get us on podcasts, iHeartRadio, along with Spotify. And we have this knowledge center on our website as well, which connects you to YouTube with a bunch of videos that can help you in your financial situation. Now, I'm the president of Falcon Wealth Planning. We are a fee-only, non-commissioned, true fiduciary, folks. And we help in all aspects of personal finance. Help relate this show to your specific situation. That's where you are today, how retirement looks like, investments, estate planning, insurance, folks, you name it, anything that involves a dollar sign, we can help you with. And we're offering 1 to 2 meetings, 1 to 2 hours of our time, folks, at no cost. Folks, give us a call. We would love to help. Our phone number, 855-963-2526. That's 855-96-FALCON, like the bird, where we can help answer the questions that you have, the things that are keeping you up at night, and most importantly, just put ease of a situation that may be so clear to us, but not so clear to you. You don't do this every single day because there is just lots going on in the world today. And I'll give you just an example of this. So this past weekend, we did a secret white elephant exchange, I believe what it is, where people could steal the presents from other family members and things like that. Well, I got a big family members here. So we had about 30 people at the event. My family alone was a family of 5. And so 30 people, and we did this exchange event. It was really cool, a lot of fun. And the conversation came up where somebody showed me at their house, where the event was held at, that they bought these coins from Costco, gold coins, an ounce, 99.999% gold. And the crazy part is they bought it for like $19.50. Like, that's crazy. Like, I was thinking to myself, man, if they bought it with a credit card, certain credit cards could give 3% cash back. And on top of that, at the time, gold fluctuates so much. What if it was trading at 2,000, which, oh, by the way, it's over 2,000 right now. So it's like, and keep in mind, depending on you hear this, it might be less than that. But the idea is, man, this could have been a steal of a century. 3% back on 2,000 is like $60 off spot price. Like, not a bad deal. So you got Costco getting involved in this. And so anyway, I was telling the person, I'm like, what are you doing? Well, you know, when the world apocalypse happens, when America, you see how crazy our president is. You see how crazy our government is. You see how crazy things are getting. It's not safe. America's going to go down, go under. I'm like, well, calm down. So what, you're going to take this gold coin over to the Starbucks? Like, I don't understand. You're going to take that gold coin to the bank for your mortgage payment? You can't get gold coins at banks for a reason. I mean, you got to understand, the gold standard was converted to dollars. That's why those $10,000 bills were made in the 60s. You know, they made them a while back before that as well. But the idea is people were converting gold to cash. So yes, we have Fort Knox. Yes, other places in the world. Yes, China's stocking up on gold. I get that. It's strengthened their economy to show that they're converting their money into physical gold bullions. I get all that. But for this person, my cousin, to think that these gold coins, and he was like, limit 2 per person. I got 2, and my wife got 2, and I gave my mom money, and she bought 2. And I'm like, so 6, 2? I was like, you spent $12,000 on coins? That's crazy. The bank's earning 5% right now. Where you took it from your 5% savings? It just kind of blew my mind a little bit. So the idea of this is, you know, he made a comment. He's like, China's going to be the gold standard, or the money back for the nation. It's going to be the new reserve currency. That's what he said. It took me a while to find the words there. It's going to be the new world currency. And then he started saying all this stuff, And nothing really quite made sense to it as well, only because I was thinking to myself, China came in to the IMF not too long ago. And they were saying how America dropped. Oh, America lost its power. Well, not really. We went from like 58% to 56%. And every other country had to give a percentage so China can enter. And so it's like, it's funny how people hear and interpret what they want to interpret. So America still is the world currency. Nothing has changed there. And so the idea to think that you're going to have gold because America is no longer the reserve currency, let's just say that we are no longer the world currency. Let's just say that were to happen, okay? Now, who was before America? Did you know it was the UK? It was Britain for about 100 years. It was them. So it's like, did their currency disappear? Heck, the pound is still worth more than the dollar. You get what I'm saying? It's just kind of funny that people are like suggesting, there's this even thought that just because, and if we were not the world currency, the reserve currency, that all of a sudden like we're just going to disappear? Like all the things that we produce in America that, oh, by the way, everybody wants to buy, all the people that want to move here, move their companies here, sell here, open markets, free markets, capitalism, it's just going to stop? And what China is going to do? It's a communist country. They're not always trusted. Just geographically, they're like far from a lot of places. Like it's just, America, quite frankly, is quite central if you think about it. And it's protected. You know what I mean? Like the only way you can get to America is through Canada or Mexico for the most part. Like literally, right? Like Russia has to worry about China has to worry about India. Like all these things, like demographics matter, geographical location matters. And so I was like thinking, like, let's just say worst case scenario, which is absolutely ridiculous, but like I'm just here trying to talk to my cousin. So, and I thought of a perfect way to articulate to him. And hopefully he didn't feel too bad about buying all that gold. And if you bought all that gold, all power to you. By the way, folks, if you're just joining me, you're listening to Gabriel Shahin, Certified Financial Planner, and your host of More Knowledge, More Wealth. You're on every weekend talking about all important topics of personal finance. And so I thought I would just go over and give you the history of the gold, of the currency reserves. Okay, so America has been the head of leading the reserve currency since 1920. Okay, so we've had over 110 years where we've been the leading currency. And I just told you before that was the UK. Okay, so that was from 1920, but it went back 105 years to 1815. Okay, so yet again, just important to highlight that the Brits are still around. Okay, so before that was actually France, and it wasn't until the French Revolution, the Napoleon Wars, is when that stopped. So it was from 1720 to 1815, 95 years. It's funny. It's almost like an average of 100 years, it looks like. So the franc was the reserve currency. Well, what about before that? Or you had, at that point, Spain. Let me make sure. Nope, you had the Dutch. The Dutch for 80 years had it from 1640 to 1720. Okay, so that's yet again important to note, right? Let's continue the conversation. Before that it was Spain. Okay, so Spain then had it for 110 years, 1530 to 1640. And then before that was Portuguese, the real, right? So the real currency, which, oh, by the way, is still around, kind of, sort of. It's not really still around. And the same thing with Spain and the franc. So that's the thing. People will be like, well, those aren't around. Well, that's because of the euro that happened. You know what I mean? Like the euro did have a major impact in that. So you have some people that are always trying to sell you stuff that says, oh, well, it's not always as safe because, yet again, look at their currencies where you have the glider, the Dutch glider, the Spain peseta, and then you had the real Portuguese real. Now the Portuguese, obviously they were very powerful back then. They colonized in South America, and that's why people in Brazil speak Portuguese. But the idea is that Spain, France, and Dutch as of 1992, I believe, or was it 2002? 1992 now have the euro. So the idea to say that they're no longer around is not true. They just converted to a unified dollar, just like America did, or trying to copy what America did. So it's just, yet again, funny how people are trying to say that. And by the way, the first central bank was established in 1609 at the Bank of Amsterdam. So you could see that during this time of growth, this economic growth and world growth, and just all the nations working and trading together, that these countries, even though there are shifts in power, because I personally think there is no denying that eventually China will have a larger economy than us, naturally, with 1.3 billion people, in America with 350 billion or 350 million. I mean, their 0.3 is almost more than all of America. You get what I'm saying? And we have a large baby boomer generation here in America as well. So I think that is inevitable to happen naturally, right? I mean, let's just say they grew at 3% versus our 3%. Their 3% is much larger just based on population usage. Now, obviously, our GDP is larger, right? But their GDP, they get upset when it's under 7. Ours is like 2 or 3. So it's a matter of time before they do take over. Folks, I'm going to bring this up, and this is going to tie into your situation because of how you need to look at what you're currently doing. What you need to look at your current portfolio, your current holdings, your current safe reserves. I think it's important because a lot of people miss the mark and miss the idea, miss the concept on what you should be doing and take into account where world events are happening. This is, I think, where the biggest mistake is of what people are doing currently. And folks, if you need help with this, if you want us to bring this up related to your specific situation, see how you're invested, see how you can take advantage of global growth, give us a call. We would love to help. Our phone number is 855-963-2526. That's 855-96-FALCON, like the bird. Or visit our website at falconwealthplanning.com. That's Falcon, WB.com for short. Folks, we're going to go on a quick break, and we'll be right back in a few words. This is Gabriel Shahin, Certified Financial Planner, your host of More Knowledge, More Wealth. That's on every weekend. We're going over all important topics of personal finance. We're going over retirement planning, making sure you're prepared for retirement, Social Security and strategies, real estate, taxes, avoiding them now and in the future, investments, reducing fees, commissions, and so on, insurance, and estate planning. Folks, we are offering a free financial assessment that you could take advantage of. We have offices all across Southern California, including the Inland Empire. Give us a call to take advantage. Our phone number is 855-963-2526. That's 855-96-FALCON, like the bird, or visit our website, falconwealthplanning.com. That's falconwp.com for short. Enjoy the show. We look forward to serving you. Welcome back, folks. This is Gabriel Shahin, Certified Financial Planner, your host of More Knowledge, More Wealth here, and every weekend talk about all important topics of personal finance. And that first segment, I was talking to you how we did a gift exchange, white elephant exchange at my cousin's house. And then my cousin was telling me about these 6 pieces of 1-ounce gold coins that he got through Costco. Whether it's a good deal or not is besides the point. Whether they're smart was besides the point. My comment to him is, why are you doing this? And he started talking about all these things in politics. Some of it, I didn't even know what he was talking about. Right, wrong, I don't even know, because he was talking at such a unique level and perspective. I don't know what every government congressman has done and where their money is at and the things that they're lobbying towards. I had no idea. I almost wanted to ask him, where are you getting your information from? And so but I know what he would say. He would say, oh, where are you getting it? You're supposed to know about this. I'm shocked you're not doing this. I have a comment in my family. I don't argue for free. Okay, like seriously, like you're just wanting validation that you did something smart. Okay, well, my job with my clients is to make sure they're doing something smart, not validation of what they're doing. So if they're doing it right, I will validate it. If it's wrong, no. You'll be told what is the best thing for you and your family, ignoring all biased information that's out there. So the idea was, well, when America goes to hell, is essentially what my cousin was saying, is that now I have these $12,000 worth of coins that I can, I guess, I don't know, pay for your mortgage? Like, well, the banks will be out of business at that point. Like, who cares? What are they going to do? Foreclose your house? They're out of business. Like, you know what I mean? They probably at that point took all your money in there anyways. Isn't that the point of why he got gold, right? I mean, so make nonsense number one, right, is already debunked. And we continued having this conversation. And I started talking about, if America is not the world currency, then who cares? right? Guess who wasn't before us? The Brits, and the pound is still there. And same with France, and same with Netherlands, and same with who was the other one? Portugal. When all of their currency, where did that go? That ended up being the euro. So the idea with all this is just crazy. So, but it gets you thinking. There is some validity to what he's saying. Other countries may be doing better than America, which would essentially devalue the dollar. Okay. Well, what are you saying, Gabriel? All I'm saying is that it's normal. You look at the currency exchanges from our country to another. Look at Qatar. I mean, Qatar has the strongest currency right now in the world when you compare it to the dollar. I believe it's like 0.65. $1 gets you 65 cents of the Qatar dollar. You get what I'm saying? So it's not the end of the world. Now, if everybody went to the Qatar dollar, that would be a different situation. But they have also interesting governments over there and some rules, and also have some issues over there. So yet again, it comes to trust. We look at America, and you're probably looking at the government and says, man, we don't trust these guys. They're crazy. We're being lied to. Look at the stuff I'm reading on X. Look at the stuff that I'm reading on social media. Look at the stuff that's coming out about our government. Look at the stuff I keep reading, seeing on TVs, listening on the radio, podcasts, whatever the case is. Well, guess what? Every country does it, and we are still one of the most trusted governments here. We're still one of the few governments that imprison billionaires, put powerful people behind jail, and hold our leaders in some type of liability. And so the idea to think that we're not, or the only country that is corrupt, that's incorrect. Every country is corrupt. We're just the least corrupt. You know what I mean? Because it's human nature in that type of whatever politics is. That's why I would never get into politics, because I feel like it's just the worst situation you can get into. So what's my point with this? Okay, so now we have established there's garbage everywhere. Okay, so does that mean you're just going to live as a hermit in Antarctica? Maybe that's not a country that's corrupt. Okay, well, that's not realistic either. So what options are there? Well, how about you hedge your bets? Okay, well, how do you do that? Well, you do that through putting your money where your mouth is. Well, what does that mean? Well, hey, cousin, you think America's going to hell? What's going to be great? China. Well, why don't you put your money in China? Why don't you invest in China? If you're so confident on their government, why don't you put your money where your mouth is? You know why people have lately started to respect China a little bit more? Even our president recently, who still called them a dictator? Because at least he has control over his country, which is the point my cousin was trying to make. Okay, China, you have control over your company through communism, right? Through control, through government control. You have that through dictatorship. But guess what? Things get done over there. People comply in China. If not, there's problems. You get what I'm saying? We're having an opposite issue with that here in America, to my cousin's point. Right or wrong or indifferent, he's saying he sees a future there. Okay, well, outside of him moving there, which he's not, you can invest there. You get the idea? Somebody, I think John Bon Jovi or somebody said, if Trump gets elected, I'm moving to Australia. Okay, some of you may say, all power with you. Go ahead, leave. Don't come back. Other people say, hey, can I come with you? So the idea is, why there? Whatever his reasons are, because it's safer, better, cleaner for the environment, better economy, which it's true. The garbage man over there makes $150,000 a year. I get it. Taxes are through the roof, but I get it. The concept is, if you like it so much, if you feel their economy is good, and by the way, they didn't have a recession for like 30 years in Australia. Okay, part of the reason because everybody had money. Part of the reason because they forced everybody to save, kind of like how we saved to Social Security. They save into the stock market. When you keep pumping money in there, it helps the economy very well. Yet again, if it's that great, invest in Australia. You like Japan? Go to Japan. You like the UK? Invest in the UK. Invest in France. Invest in Canada. Invest in Mexico. Invest in somewhere in South America. Am I missing any places? You want Russia? Do Russia. Like wherever. You want Kazakhstan? Knock yourself out. India? Go ahead. Singapore? Good luck. All I'm saying is, you know what this all is, what I'm painting the map of, is the world. And the one benefit of what I'm talking about is diversification. Investing is no different. Putting all your eggs in one basket in the U.S., there is risk to that. My cousin is right. Putting all your money in China and Australia, there's risk to that. You bet your rear. How about you diversify everywhere? Isn't his concern the same concern that we have in the stock market? Isn't his concern the same concern that everybody should be having? It's realistic. I didn't tell you if my cousin was poor or the richest man in the world. But wouldn't you think those concerns are the same between the two? People are concerned in general. So what's the best way to do it? It is truly to stay diversified. By the way, folks, if you're just joining me, you're listening to Gabriel Shahin, certified financial planner, and your host of More Knowledge, More Wealth here on every weekend, talking about all important topics of personal finance. And today I'm just talking about the simple idea of people who are concerned about America. I'm not saying go open up a Swiss bank account or a Cayman Islands bank account or a wherever bank account, put your money over there. I'm saying just diversify it out. Because you got to understand, these people who are investing in these stocks or mutual funds or ETFs of international companies, these international companies are still making money. They're still posing profits. They're just reporting it to America and the stock price goes up. If something happens to them, their value is within those shares. If you're a shareholder, whether it's the shareholder through mutual funds or through ETFs or whatever it may be, you participate. I wouldn't worry too much in that regard. And yet again, the fact and the idea to think that America would just go under is crazy. It's one of the most fertile lands. It's geographically located perfectly. From New York, 5 hours to England and Europe and so on and so forth, 14 hours, maybe 12 hours to certain Asian countries like Japan or China from California. You have Canada, you have South America. We are close. We're not that bad. It's not a bad location. And our government is free markets. You have people from other countries that want to trade and invest and operate in America. Chinese companies included, Korean companies including, Japanese companies, German companies. For a reason, people spend here. You get what I'm saying? So the idea and the thought and the logic is, if they're smart enough to choose America to diversify away from their own country that, oh, by the way, you may think is better than ours, why aren't we smart enough to do the same? Diversification is key in everything. You have all your money in one bank, I'd probably recommend putting in a couple banks. You saw what happened to some of these other banks in 2008 and 9 and even earlier in 2023 with the First Republic Bank and Silicon Valley Bank and some of these other ones. So the idea is just diversify, right? Some people have more than one car, right? Because maybe two people drive, but you probably get away with one car, but why do you have two? Just in case. The other is needed at the same time you need to be somewhere else. Just everything out there is about bettering your current situation. Some people have a job right now and they're looking to continue to enhance their education. It could be for their company associate equity, but I'd recommend that. It's a little bit extra work. You don't just come home, crack open a beer and watch TV, but you're enhancing yourself. Go get a master's. Go get a certification, especially, and I guarantee you, 30% of you listening to this will have their company pay for that education, for that certification. Make yourself better so you're more appealing. And maybe you can, in an easy world, advance within the current company that you're in, or you can look somewhere else. You want to know your value? Every 5 years, see what you're worth. Put a resume out there and do feelers. See if you can get something better. And I'm not saying be disloyal to your workers. I would just casually even bring it up. You know what? My dad always told me, or I have this friend, they don't need to know I'm your friend on a podcast that you may have never met. I have this friend who told me every 5 years I should just see what I'm worth and just to put a bunch of feelers out there and just say, hey, that's about 2 years away. Next Christmas, hey, it's about a year away. Next holiday goes by, hey, you know what? Early next year, I'm just going to see what's out in the marketplace. I've been telling you. And heck, I haven't got a raise. I haven't got promoted. You shouldn't be surprised. You get what I'm saying? It takes a little bit of work. Gets you out of your comfort zone. but it's enhancing your situation. Folks, if you need help with this, just these types of ideas, these types of thought, these type of ways to just increase your overall situation. If you notice, this has nothing to do with the stock market, your portfolio, your tax situation, but enhancing you, making your mind strong, opening your horizons to what's going on in the world and how you can enhance your situation. That is what we do, folks. And that's why we'd like to offer you a free financial assessment. To help relate this show to your specific situation, folks, give us a call. Our phone number is 855-963-2526. That's 855-96-FALCON, like the bird. Or visit our website at falconwealthplanning.com. That's falconwp.com for short. We'll give you 1 to 2 meetings, 1 to 2 hours at no cost. And folks, we got offices all over. Doesn't matter where you're located. We can help. Folks, that was a fast show. I want to thank you for tuning in with me. I want you to always feel free and feel comfortable to reach out to myself or any one of our colleagues here. You can even send an email with a clip of a question you have or an audio message to radio@falconwp.com. That is radio@falconwp.com. And we'll be able to answer your show and play it live on the show. Folks, feel free to give us a call at 855-963-2526. That's 855-96-FALCON. Like the bird, or visit our website at falconwealthplanning.com. That's falconwp.com for short, where you can get this episode to any one of our previous episodes as well, and sign up on our Spotify, iHeartRadio, and podcast, where you can get just notified every time we come out with a show, and then also our YouTube channel as well. That's been a big hit. We've had almost millions of views on that, so please join, because there's some fantastic information on there, folks. Thank you for joining. Enjoy your weekend. Have a great week, and God bless.